Well, hello there. Welcome to Friend or Foe. I'm Kennedy, your game show dance instructor. Care to tango? In a moment, these three players will have to choose between these potential partners. Three people who they've never met, never spoken to, never even accidentally dialed. Together, these new teammates will move through a world of trust, knowledge, and betrayal. They'll work together to build a trust fund and ultimately decide whether to share the money as friends or fight over it as foes here on Friend or Foe. Welcome back to Friend or Foe. It's time to meet our three players. Our first player is Greg.
I'm an apartment manager. I like playing cards, and I'm a proud member of the NRA.
And I'm sure Greg isn't so proud of the fact that his house was put into foreclosure. Next, we have Heather.
I work as an assistant at a baby talent agency, and I love body surfing and bonfires on the beach.
Heather also has a real talent for sneaking into the movie theater through the emergency exit. And finally, there's Lance.
I'm a horse trainer, and I've rescued injured animals, including a seagull and a goat.
Lance has some animal instincts of his own. When a guy made him angry, Lance marked his territory in his shampoo bottle. Well, we've met our three players, and now it's time to meet their potential partners. Our first potential partner is Lucy.
I'm a legal secretary. I enjoy karate and playing the clarinet.
She also enjoys playing her friends. Lucy once stole a friend's ring and then hawked it. Next, there's Brian.
I'm a professional poker player. I'm also an expert when it comes to cartoons and Broadway musicals.
Brian has plenty of time to sit around watching cartoons while his wife, the research chemist, is out making an honest living. And finally, you have Nicole.
I'm an artist from Santiago, Chile. I enjoy sculpting, dancing, and photography.
But Nicole's parents back in Chile don't know how she supports her art. She sells adult movies over the phone. Well, players, those are your choices. It's time to pick your partners. Greg, who did you choose?
I chose Brian.
Heather, who did you select?
I chose Nicole.
And Lance, who will it be, Lance?
I chose Brian.
All right, well, Heather, you and Nicole are officially a team. And Brian, since more than one person has selected you according to the Friend or Foe rules, you get to pick your partner. So who will it be, Greg or Lance?
I'll go with Lance.
All right, then, congratulations. And that means, Greg, you and Lucy are now a team. Our teams have been formed. The test of knowledge and of trust is about to begin when we return to Friend or Foe. Welcome back to Friend or Foe. Our three lovely teams are in game position. They've got their game faces on and their stations have been wired so they can all hear my voice. I'm placing $200 in each of your trust funds, a little something to start the game with. And in this round, there are 4 questions worth $500 each. You have 15 seconds to answer each question with. And remember, both players must agree on the answer and lock it in at the same time. So laugh, talk, slap each other, whatever it takes to come to a mutual decision, but you must agree on the answer. You guys ready for your first question of round one? All right, here we go, party people. If you were in Brazil and asked to do the national dance, what dance would it be? Tango, mambo, samba, or rumba? And begin.
I know nothing about any of the dances, so we'll go with tango's fine. Tango's fine.
You think the samba?
Yeah.
Okay, want to lock it in?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say samba.
Yeah,
Let's go with samba.
Let's go with samba.
All right, everyone has locked in. Greg and Lucy, you thought it might be the samba. Heather and Nicole also thought it might be the samba. However, Lance and Brian, doing their own dance in there, went with the tango. The correct answer is samba. Here's your next question, you guys. Which of these cities' baseball teams does not have an animal-inspired name? Detroit, Baltimore, Toronto, or Seattle? And begin.
I have no idea. You're the sports girl?
Toronto. I know it's not Baltimore.
Seattle Mariners.
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 Yeah.
Toronto?
Toronto.
We'll go with that.
I don't know which one. Let's pick something.
All right, everyone has run out of time, and Greg and Lucy, you guys thought it would be Toronto. Heather and Nicole, you took too much time and didn't lock in an answer. Lance and Brian, you guys think it's Seattle, and the correct answer is Seattle.
What's up? Yeah, good job.
It's the Seattle Mariners. They're not animals. Well, maybe some of the fans at the game are, but hey, they love Ichiro. All right, here's your next question. Which actor and actress did People magazine readers vote as having the most on-screen chemistry? Gere and Roberts, DiCaprio and Winslet, Hanks and Ryan, or Allen and Keaton? And begin.
Who do you
I think
Hanks
probably
and
Tom
Ryan?
Hanks and Meg
I like
Ryan.
it. Hanks and
Yeah.
Ryan.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Okay.
I think so. Want to go with that?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I have no idea.
Okay, let's try that.
Good.
We're running out of time. Lock
Okay.
something. Go
All
with
right,
that.
we'll go with that.
All right, everyone has locked in. Greg and Lucy, you guys think it's Gere and Roberts. Heather and Nicole, you guys also said Gere and Roberts. However, Lance and Brian went with Hanks and Ryan. Sounds very close to your guys' names. Maybe you guys have good on-screen chemistry. Well, it looks like it because the correct answer is Hanks and Ryan.
Good job.
And wow, Lance and Brian are each having a hernia, and they've got $1,200, putting them in the lead. Don't worry, Heather and Nicole, you guys are tied with Greg and Lucy with $700 each. Here's your final question of the first round. Statistically speaking, there's a 13 times greater chance of being killed by lightning than being killed by which of these? Snake bite, drug overdose, dog bite, or bee sting? And begin.
Snake bite, maybe, because
Let's
it's
go
a little more.
snake bite.
Okay.
Let's go snake bite.
A greater
Dog
chance.
bite, I would say.
I would say that too.
Okay, lock it.
All right.
Want to go by dog bite?
Actually, yeah, bee sting or...
Quickly, go
Okay,
fast.
let's go bee sting.
Okay.
All right, everyone has locked in. Greg and Lucy, you guys thought it might be a dog bite. Heather and Nicole, you guys thought it might be a bee sting. And Lance and Brian feeling very confident with snake bite. And that is the correct answer, snake bite. All right, Lance and Brian, you guys are going into the next round because you have $1,700. Greg and Lucy are tied with Heather and Nicole. They've got $700 in each of their trust funds, and according to the Friend or Foe bylaws, whoever took the least amount of time answering the questions moves on to the next round. Heather and Nicole, you guys took the least amount of time, so you are moving into round two. Congratulations. $700. However, Greg and Lucy, that last question didn't work out for you guys, but there is another question. Are you going to split the money as friends or fight over it as foes? Well, you have to decide as you take a walk to the trust box. Greg, Lucy, welcome to the trust box. Inside this trust box, you each have a button which you'll use to indicate friend or foe. This decision will determine how your trust fund is divided. If you both choose friend, you'll split your earnings, each getting $350. Nice. But if one of you chooses friend and the other breaks trust by choosing foe, foe gets the entire $700, friend gets nothing. Now, if each selects foe, if you both leave here empty-handed, no one gets any money. And remember, Lucy, he's already lost a home, so he didn't really care about losing you. No offense. And Lucy, our little legal secretary, she hawked her friend's ring. She has no problem taking off with your cash. But I'm gonna give each of you a moment to state your case. Why should your teammate trust you, Greg? Go first.
Well, first of all, that was only 1 out of 7 houses, and I still have the rest of it.
All of them?
Yes.
Wow. Impressive. Jeez, you sound like a greedy guy, Greg. Now, Lucy, what do you have to say?
Well, I was really young and stupid, and that was then, this is now. I'm glad that we're here. We did the best we could.
So you're definitely gonna vote friend?
Yeah.
All right, the time for talk is over. Please, each of you slip a hand inside the trust box. It's time to choose friend or foe. Time's up. Your decision is locked. Please take your hands out and place them on the table. Now, Lucy, you said you were gonna go friend, right?
Yes.
And you trust her?
Yeah.
Do you trust her? Well, hopefully you can. Greg, $700 on the line. Let's see who's a friend and who's a foe. Lucy, you went foe. Greg, you went friend. Lucy, you get all your money. See, oh, it was so long ago. I'm so trustworthy now. Let me have your cash. All right, I'm sorry, Greg. Very sorry.
Cash.
Yeah, he does. See, you have 7 houses. What are you worried about? All right, 2 teams remain, and will the remaining teammates work together like a smart ensemble, or will they fall apart like a cheap suit? Find out when we return to Friend or Foe. Welcome back to round 2 of Friend or Foe. Heather and Nicole are trailing. They've got $700. Lance and Brian have $1,700. Only $1,000 separates them. And in round 2, anything can happen because we double the value of each question to $1,000. You guys ready to play? Yes. All right, here's your first question of round 2. Who was Marilyn Monroe's last husband? Joe DiMaggio, Tony Curtis, Arthur Miller, or Cary Grant? And begin.
Arthur Miller.
Miller? Okay, let's go.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Arthur Miller, maybe?
Arthur Miller?
Tony, I don't know. We got to pick one, though.
Let's do Arthur Miller.
Okay, Arthur Miller.
All right, both teams have locked in. Heather, Nicole, you guys thought it might be playwright Arthur Miller. Lance and Brian, you also went with good old Art. And the correct answer is Arthur Miller. Marilyn was married to James Doherty, then Joe DiMaggio, then Arthur Miller, and now she's married to Elvis in the sky. Hallelujah. All right, here's your next question. If you wanted to keep the measurement equal, which of these would work best as an alternate title for HBO's original series, 6 Feet Under? 66 inches below, 2 yards down, a quarter mile beneath, or 6 centimeters south? And begin.
2 yards through.
2 yards down. 2 yards? Yeah,
So bad at
2
math.
yards.
Okay.
That was a quick one. Both teams have locked in. Heather and Nicole, you guys thought it might be 2 yards down. Lance and Brian, you concur 2 yards down. And the correct answer is 2 yards down. Here's your next question. Question number 3. Which of these is an International Delight coffee creamer? Southern Butter Pecan, Toffee Kahlua, Chocolate Hazelnut, or Original Vanilla Swirl? And begin.
Chocolate hazelnut?
Yeah,
drink
that's
this
the one
stuff?
I've heard of. Yeah,
Okay.
chocolate hazelnut.
Let's
Okay.
do it.
Kahlua? That sounds good. I'll go with that one.
All right, both of our teams have locked in. Heather and Nicole, you guys thought it might be chocolate hazelnut. Sounds tasty. Lance and Brian, you guys thought it might be toffee Kahlua. I think that's wishful thinking because the correct answer is Southern Butter Pecan. Nobody scores on that one. However, going into the last question, it's still a horse race. Lance and Brian are in the lead with $3,700. Heather and Nicole, you guys can catch up. Remember, these questions are worth $1,000. You guys have $2,700. Here's your fourth and final question. It is possible to see both the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean from the top of a volcanic peak in which of these countries? Costa Rica, Cuba, the United States, or Angola? And begin.
Costa Rica, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think
Costa Rica.
I think you're right.
Want to go with Costa Rica?
Yeah.
Yeah. Want to go with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's see how well you guys know your geography. Both teams have locked in. Heather and Nicole, you guys thought it might be Costa Rica. Lance and Brian, you guys also say it's Costa Rica. If you're right, you're going into the final round. And the correct answer is Costa Rica. I just love their manly enthusiasm. God, it's very Super Bowl. All right, so nice work. You guys are going into the finals. Good job. And you know what, Heather and Nicole, $3,700, nothing to sneeze at. You got that last question right. It wasn't quite enough, but you guys do have another question between the two of you. How are you going to split up the money as friend or foe? You have to decide because, ladies, you're coming on down to the trust box. Welcome to the trust box, ladies. Nicole, Heather, here we are. Your trust fund is worth $3,700. Let's review for a moment. Now, Heather here, lovely talent scout, works at a talent agency, usually gets 10%. But today, Nicole, she could be taking 100%. And Nicole likes to sell the hardcore porn over the phone. Our viewer's gonna be fast forwarding to the good part where she takes all the cash. All right, I'm gonna give each of you a moment to speak your mind. Heather, you go first.
I picked you because I thought you looked like a really nice person, trustworthy, and I think we worked really well together. Answered a lot of questions together.
Nicole, anything you'd like to add?
My parents do know now what I do because I didn't want to be a liar. And if I would have been choosing, you would have been my first choice.
Very believable, isn't it? Which one of you looks sweeter? It's so hard to tell. You look pretty sweet. You think you're gonna go friend? Maybe. All right, you both have had your say. I'm gonna step back. Please slip your hand inside the trust box because it's time to choose friend or foe. All right, time's up. Your decision is locked. Please take your hands out of the trust box. You do look like a very wholesome, nice person that, you know, if you say you're gonna go friend, I believe you. And Nicole, you know, it's like you're gonna be honest with your parents now. You just said it. $3,700 is on the line, and money makes people do strange things. Let's see how you guys have voted. We're about to find out who's a friend and who's a foe. You went foe, you went friend! Nicole, you trusted her! $3,700. $3,700. Nicole, look, I told you she's gonna take all the money. And you said, yeah, I don't want that to happen, but you still went friend. All right, when we return, money and alliances will be on the line as our two remaining players go for the big money and then go mano a mano to determine if they're friend or foe. We'll be right back. Friend or foe, and Lance is shaking his imaginary maracas while Brian is nauseated. No, of course not. They've amassed a trust fund worth $4,700, which is a very impressive amount of shekels. However, gentlemen, we will give you the chance to earn thousands more if you can correctly answer 10 questions. Each question is worth $500. If you get all 10 questions right, we will double the amount of money in your trust fund for a grand total of $19,400. However, if you do get an answer wrong, we'll give you a strike. 3 strikes, and the round is over. So keep that in mind. 60 seconds, 10 questions. Let's take a deep breath, because it's time to play right or wrong. Here's your first question. Microsoft or Apple? The slogan, think different.
Microsoft.
Microsoft.
Wrong.
Oh.
Little Caesars or Domino's? The slogan, pizza, pizza.
Little Caesars.
Little Caesars.
Right. Father's Day or Mother's Day in June?
Mother's Day.
Father's Day.
Father's Day.
Right. Lincoln Logs or Tinker Toys? Sticks and spools.
Tinker Toys.
Tinker Toys.
Right. Supreme Court Justice or E Street Band member? Clarence Clemens.
E Street Band member.
East Street Band member.
Right. Red or white? Blood cells that carry oxygen.
White. You think
Red.
Right. Colorado or Florida has 2 time zones?
Colorado.
Colorado.
Wrong. Ivy League or Seven Sisters? Wellesley College.
Seven Sisters.
Right. Meteorite or meteoroid? Still in space.
Meteoroid.
Right. Crocodile or alligator? Izod Lacoste emblem.
Alligator. Crocodile.
Right. Congratulations, you guys. The round is over, and you correctly answered 8 questions, giving you an additional $4,000 in your trust fund for a total of $8,700.
Sweet.
Lance, I want you to give Brian the biggest bear hug you can right now, because you guys can split the money as friends, or you can fight over it as foes. You guys have to take the final walk to the trust box. All right, the moment has arrived. It's our final test of trust between the gambler and the cowboy. And you guys know your options, so let's discuss this a little bit. Now, Lance, he's a wild cowboy, but is he going to ride off into the sunset with all that money? It's a lot of money on the line, Brian. And Brian, he's a gambler. Knows when to hold 'em, knows when to fold 'em. But if he votes foe, he could know the time to run with your cash. Lance, you guys wouldn't have gotten here if you hadn't worked so hard together. You were a brilliant team. All right, I'm gonna give you guys each some sacred time to make your case to your teammates. Lance, you go ahead and go first.
Good karma, man. We both picked each other, and I won. This is way more money than I thought, so I'm happy, very happy with half.
All right, Brian.
Like you said, we worked well together. If it wasn't for you, we probably wouldn't be here. Same, it goes the other way. I agree with you.
All right, well, let's see. The moment of truth is at hand. Please slip a hand inside the trust box. It's time to choose friend or foe? All right, you guys, time's up. Your decision has been locked. Please place your hands on the table. Lance, does Brian really look that trustworthy?
I hope so.
All right. And what do you think, Lance? Is he as much of a sunshine boy as he appears to be?
I hope he is.
All right. Well, $8,700 is up for grabs. Let's find out if you're a friend or a foe. Brian, you went friend. Lance, you also went friend. You guys are splitting the money. It means you get to hug again and high five and slap each other's bodies. Oh, this is great. $4,350 for both of you. Oh, God, I haven't been touched like that since I was in the doctor's office. Well, thank you very much for joining us. We will see you next time on The Game, where knowledge can make you money and money can make you a friend or a foe. Yeah! Yeah!